Good morning. Let us talk on endocrine glands. The word endocrine means the ductless glands. Endocrinology is the study of endocrine glands. So, let us talk on the topic of endocrinology. It is the branch of biology which deals with the study of endocrine glands and the hormones secreted by it and the effects of hormones and their functioning. So organization of endocrine system, they are messengers, neuronal and chemical signals are sent by these messengers, that is endocrine hormones. So these endocrine hormones, they are secreted in the endocrine gland and they will have the effect on the target organ, but they don't have any ducts for pouring their secretion. They release directly into the bloodstream and then these hormones will reach the target organ. So endocrine system secretes hormones or cytokines, and that means neurocrines. Neurocrines or hormones, they are secreted by uh, the endocrine glands. So target organs will be receiving the secretion of the endocrine gland through the nervous system also helps in this process. The neurotransmitters, neuromodulators and neurohormones and cytokines, these are the secretions. They are secreted by the nervous system and they also help in the process of transporting the endocrine glands through the blood stream to the target organ. So the immune system will take up the effect of it and the immune system will work accordingly. But the secretion of hormones at a proper time and in the proper concentration or in a proper dose is essential. So the secretion of endocrine secretions or the hormones is essential, as well as it should be appropriate in the dosage. So hypersecretion will lead to some abnormality, and even hyposecretion will also lead to the abnormalities. So the endocrine secretion is genuinely, it should be into the within the range, because take the example of thyroxine. If the thyroxine is produced by the, because thyroid gland is one of the endocrine gland, so if it produces thyroxine, when it produces more thyroxine, hyperthyroidism will be the condition, and if it is secreted in the low range or below the normal quantity, then hypothyroidism will be the problem, will be the condition, and both the conditions will lead to the that means health issues. So secretion of the hormones is an essential part, and within the range is also secreting them within the range is necessary for a normal life. So let us see the position of endocrine glands within the human body. So you can see here hypothalamus in the head region, you can see below the brain. Hypothalamus is there before the cerebral hemispheres, below the cerebral hemispheres. to which small through the small stalk peanut shaped peanut size gland is attached, called as pituitary gland. So pituitary gland is the master of endocrine glands, so it will regulate the secretion of all other endocrine glands present in the body. Thyroid gland is present in the mm, neck region, and behind that small two pairs or four parathyroid glands are located at the posterior side of the thyroid gland. In the neck region, you can see in the diagram, on either side of the esophagus you can see a butterfly shaped gland called as thyroid gland. On the posterior side of that, four small glands are present that are located as four small circles in the diagram, that they are called as parathyroid gland. And now come to stomach and gut. Stomach and gut, that is stomach and the intestine, they do not have separate glands for the secretion of the gastric juice or the intestinal juices. That is present in the wall of the intestine only, the cells that are present. So especially the organ shaped or some specialized gland is not present in the stomach or in the gut region, but the wall of the gut and wall of the stomach only will secrete some hormones, that is also a ductless gland, and that will be released directly into the lumen of the stomach and gut. So and pancreas, below the stomach, a leaf shaped cream color leaf shaped pancreas is present, which will secrete pancreatic juice, that is exocrine in nature. So pancreas is one of the gland that is exocrine as well as endocrine in nature, and the endocrine part is the beta cells of Langerhans in pancreas. So the beta cells will secrete insulin, which is one of the endocrine secretion. And apart from that, kidneys also have two endocrine glands called as adrenal glands. So adrenaline is the hormone secreted by them. So adrenal gland and a pair of ovaries and testes. So these are, in females, ovaries will be the and testes in males. So here hypothalamus and pituitary is the master of endocrine glands. Thyroid and parathyroid glands that are present in the neck region. Adrenal glands are present in the on the anterior surface of the kidneys, and beta cells that are present inside the pancreas, and gastric and intestinal will also secrete the gastric juice and intestinal juice that will be within the wall of the stomach and gut. So these are endocrine in nature. So these are all the endocrine glands. So they are termed as messengers. The term messengers means one who carries the message. So in our body, they carry the message from one cell or group of cell to another group of cells or cell. They are of two main types. So these signals or the messages that are carried by neuronal carried as neuronal messages or chemical messages. So neuronal messages are carried by neurons, whereas chemical messages are emitted by the endocrine glands. So the chemical signals, the substances like peptides, steroids and amines from the cells that produce signals to the target cell. So these are endocrine secretions. They are directly released into the bloodstream, and they do not have any ducts to be that secretion to be carried to the target organ. But even if it is released into the bloodstream, they will reach the target organs. So target organs contain certain specially receiving cells that are called as receptors, and these chemical signals are usually called hormones. So these receptors will receive the hormones. And they can be classified in several ways, and on the basis of based on distance from producer cell to the target cell. So one type of classification: classical hormones, paracrine hormones, autocrine hormones and intracrine hormones. So let us now see some of the characteristics of hormones. By the term hormone, and it is hormone, the word hormone is classical hormone only, and it is secreted by ductless glands called as endocrine glands. The endocrine glands secreting the classical hormones, number one is pituitary gland, that is anterior pituitary, it is abbreviated as API, and posterior pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, endocrine pancreas, adrenal cortex of adrenal gland, and adrenal medulla, and gonads. If a female, it will be ovary. If the individual is male, it will be a testis. So based on chemical nature, another classification is also possible. Peptide hormones, for example insulin and pituitary hormone, steroid hormone, sex steroids, corticosteroids, and derivative of amino acids, noradrenaline and adrenaline. So these are the classification based on the nature. So in the picture you can see the structure of the pituitary gland. So it has different lobes. So how it is attached to hypothalamus, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. So the picture is clear but a little bit complicated. So here in this stalk, that is this is the region where it is attached to the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus, the two lobes of the anterior and the posterior pituitary are attached, and this endocrine gland, the secretion of endocrine gland will regulate the secretions of other endocrine glands. So that is why pituitary is termed as the master of endocrine glands. So the pituitary is otherwise called as hypophysis. It is a ductless gland of endocrine system which secretes hormones and directly into the bloodstream. And this the term hypophysis is a Greek word, lying under. Lying under means the name of the pituitary refers to the gland's position on the underside of the brain. So because it is below the brain, it is attached to hypothalamus, and through a stalk this pituitary is attached to the brain. So because its position, it is under the brain, that is why hypophysis term is used, and it is a Greek term. Lying under, which means lying under, because it is lying under the brain. That is why pituitary gland is the master of endocrine glands, because all the secretions of other endocrine glands are regulated by the secretion of pituitary gland, including the adrenal, thyroid and reproductive glands. So and in some cases have direct regulatory effects on the major tissues such as those of mucoskeletal system. So because it has the secretion of this gland will affect the secretion of other glands, so it is regulating the hormones of hormone production of different endocrine glands in the body. That is why the term master of endocrine glands is suitable for this gland, and that will be secretion of this will help the getting secreted like adrenaline or sex hormones. Some other endocrine glands will also get affected by the secretion of pituitary secretion. That is why it is regulating all other endocrine glands. So the term master of endocrine glands is justified for it.